Before we talk about how much does it cost to fix a website, we really need one quick reality check. Is your website actually not converting, or is it just not being seen? Because if your site gets a trickle of visits, not converting might just mean it's not being seen. With fewer people going straight to websites now because of AI and cookie consent making your analytics look worse than they really are, how can you tell if you're actually getting enough traffic? You want to look at three things: Search Console clicks, Google Business Profile activity, and link clicks from email or ads. If those metrics are healthy, your website has enough chances to prove itself. If they're not, you may not have a conversion problem. You may have a visibility problem. Quick qualifier here that this video is for established service businesses like making $100,000 or more a year, or getting decent traffic, and who want their website to bring in better inquiries, not just look nicer. In this video, I'll walk you through the most common price ranges for fixing a website that isn't converting, and the few key factors that make the cost swing up or down, so you can tell whether you need a refresh, a bigger renovation, or a full rebuild. Now, before I answer the price question, it's important that you understand what's included in the price. Are you getting a diagnosis and strategy, for example, to fix your site, or is it just writing? I'm going to break down the big variables that affect price first. If all you want to know are prices, just skip to the last couple minutes of this video and you'll get that information. The most obvious one is how many pages are actually being touched. Fixing one landing page is not the same as rewriting a full site. And so, just to be clear, page count isn't just more writing, because more pages means more decisions, more structure, and more places where things can go sideways. The more complex your website needs are, the more the cost will go up, such as needing lead magnets or email sequences, or if you have multiple offers or entry points. This is a big cost driver that many aren't aware of. Some projects are pretty straightforward, where you know your audience, it's pretty clear, your offer's clear, your proof is clear, but other projects require deeper research, like understanding how your buyers think, what they're comparing you to, what they're skeptical about, and what language they actually use. More research usually means a better result, but it also means more time, and it will cause the cost to go up. If your project involves a designer, a developer, an SEO person, or anyone else on the team, the cost can go up simply because coordination and communication takes additional time. This one is painfully real. If one person can improve decisions quickly, projects can move quickly. But if there's more than one decision maker, things will slow down and the number of revisions goes up, and these are all factors that cause the cost to go up. A rushed timeline means the work has to be done around other commitments or other projects being put on hold to rush your project. So if you want it done fast, the price will go up. This is one of the biggest hidden differences in quotes. Some providers are pricing diagnosis and strategy and page plan and then writing, where others are pricing, tell me what pages you want and I'll write them. Both are called website copy, but they're not the same service, and hence they're priced differently. Another sneaky one is how organized your proof and materials are. If your case studies are ready, your testimonials are available, your numbers are pulled, your offer is clear, basically everything the copywriter needs is at your fingertips to hand over, then you'll likely be paying less than if everything is scattered and in your head only, meaning that's not documented. The price could go up if the copywriter has to put time into extracting and organizing before they can actually start writing. If the project stays within scope, pricing stays predictable. But if partway through it becomes, can we also add these pages, or actually we're changing the offer, or we want to reposition, that is not a small tweak. That's a scope change, and scope changes cost more money. Some copywriters hand you copy in a document and they are done, and some help you apply it, working with the designer, shaping the layout, guiding how it shows up on the page. Now, neither one of these is right, but one service is more supportive than the other, and that does affect cost. And finally, there's basically three levels of fixes. There's a refresh, a renovate, and a rebuild. And a refresh is when the foundation is basically fine. Your business hasn't completely changed, your audience hasn't completely changed, and the site's mostly doing its job. It just has a few weak points. This is usually things like your messaging isn't as clear as it could be, your proof is outdated, or maybe it's too thin, your calls to action aren't obvious, and certain certain pages feel meh, but the structure is still workable. So you're not tearing the whole thing down. You're just tightening what's already there. A renovation is when the site still reflects the old version of your business. You have grown, maybe you're charging more, or you're better at what you do, but your website still looks and sounds like you're new to the game. So in a renovation, you're usually reworking multiple pages and the way that they connect. It's not just a touch-up. It's still the same house, but you're updating the rooms so they actually match how you live now. A rebuild is when the foundation's the problem. The business or the audience has completely changed, or the site's old enough that it may have structural issues for mobile, maybe for speed, for layout, limitations, things that make it hard to fix with copy alone. So this is when trying to just rewrite the words is basically like putting new paint on walls that have cracks and holes in it. So a refresh is tighten, renovate is upgrade, and rebuild is where you're starting over. The level of work your website needs does affect the price. So here's the point. Pricing only feels random when you're comparing labels. But when you compare the deliverables like pages, research, strategy, revisions, timeline, implementation, it really does start to make sense. So here's the rule. Before comparing prices, compare the deliverables. Don't ask, why are you more expensive? Ask, what's included. Okay, now we're actually going to get to the prices after all of this. Here are the most common price ranges that I've seen. Website audits, usually the first. And this is where someone goes through your site and they're suggesting what to fix first and why. That typically ranges about 700 to 1500 Canadian, or about 500 to 1100 in US dollars. And when it comes to the copywriting, just rewriting the words is usually a lower cost, while conversion, focus strategy, and cost costs more. For 4 pages, you're typically looking at 4,000 to 1,400 CAD, or 3,000 to 10,000 USD. And remember, a refresh, a renovate, and a rebuild will affect the prices. Now you might be wondering, who should I hire so I don't waste my money? In the next video, I'll show you how to choose the right person to fix your website, what you're going to look for, what questions to ask, and the red flags to avoid. So click here and I'm going to walk you right through it.